I'm seeking biblical counsel regarding my husband's struggle with drug addiction and how I, as a wife, should respond in a way that honors God. Unlike my husband, my father, my husband is not abusive toward me or my child. However, he is abusing drugs. I am familiar with 1 Peter 3 and have read Created to be a Helpmeet. Yet I find myself confused about how I should act toward him. I have asked him not to continue and informed him that rehabilitation options are available. I try to remain gentle, but the situation continues. He comes home exhausted, is easily frustrated with me and our son, and our finances are suffering because of his drug use. I am trying to walk in submission and obedience to God. How should I respond in a way that is neither rebellious nor enabling, but truly helpful and God-honoring?
You have my sympathy.
So I have a good friend that has this ministry as his main ministry, and he's right over there. Is it all right if I trade chairs?
Yeah, let him get my place. 'Cause
Hey, Adam,
I don't have a clue.
will you join us, bud? If you were listening to this, 1 Peter 3, she's referencing wives submitting to her husband, and she's wondering how then there can be a both God honoring and a call to be removed from this addiction. The Bible says to comfort others wherewith the comfort that ye have been comforted. My story and Adam's story are very different. I was raised by this guy. I saw my first joint when I was 18. I was in Thailand. We were swimming and in this little cave, and TJ's like, "That's a joint." And I jumped because I thought it was going to get me. Like, I'd never seen drugs before. It's a very different story. God saved both of us from sin. He saved both of us utterly. Adam's ministry has been to the folks that have his kind of story, largely, and it's amazing. Adam messaged me about 10 or 12 times a day about something he's doing in ministry. All of my emails come from Adam, but even yesterday was spent in this ministry. So I want to let Adam weigh in.
Get a little closer to the mic.
Oh, okay. Of all the times that I've seen this scenario, I don't recall anyone ever starting their question like this one. How do I respond in a way that honors God?
I'm going to get on the camera.
It's usually, how do I stop him from doing this, or how do I change this in my family? I do want to say one thing about addiction. The drugs are not your husband's problem. The drugs are the solution to your husband's problem. So if you remove the drugs, the problem will still exist, and it will likely express itself in some other way. That's why you have people that are addicted to methamphetamine, and they have, for whatever reason, they can no longer do that. They start drinking alcohol, or they switch to marijuana. So until that core issue is fixed, he's going to continue to find something to change the way that he feels and changes the way that he responds to life. And you can't do that for him. You can't make him, you can't beg, you can't plead. Of course, I'm talking about hardcore addiction, and honestly, I look at all drug use like that. There's no real social drug use because it all ends up at the same place. But what you can do to honor God is to honor your husband, and you honor your husband by telling him the truth. One of the most destructive things we do in addiction is we have this big elephant, and it's in the living room, and everyone knows that it's there, but no one talks about it. The family doesn't talk about it. They have this silent agreement where we're never going to mention it, and we'll walk around it, and we'll pretend that it's not there, but it continues to bash the whole living room up and eat and mess all over the floor because it's not supposed to be there. And so what you do is you don't let this elephant live in your house. You're open and you're honest, and you talk about what is going on. Personally, I would say don't come around the kids if this is what you're doing while you're using, because whatever they see, they're going to assume is normal, and then they're going to repeat that. Someone told me years ago that what you allow is what you condone. So if you allow something to go on, it's just the same as saying, I approve of this, and this is what's normal, and this is what I want for my life. It is a hard situation. Everything sounds really good on paper, all the solutions, and they sound really lofty and spiritual. But then when you get in the middle of it, it's like a gunfight, and you brought a knife, because it's so difficult and there's so many entanglements. But God is faithful to bring you through that, and He is faithful to your husband as well. But I don't think it's normally a quick fix, because there's so many other things that people have going on. Like I said, they think the drugs are the problem, but it's really some other problems. But I would, if I were in your position, I would be open and honest with him that this is hurting our family, this is hurting me, this is hurting our finances, which is making you have to work harder, because now you're spending your money on all these other things. And I would, as much as possible, be open and honest with your kids about it. I wouldn't sugarcoat or lie to them about it, but at the same time, not to demean him or to speak disparagingly of him, but to be honest, to be open, to not feed the elephant that's there in the living room, but to make sure that your family is one that is honest and is God-honoring. Telling the truth is one of the most God-honoring things that I know that anyone could possibly do. As for him, No Greater Joy has a DVD that's Science of Addiction and the Brain, which I know I'm kind of biased, but as someone who is both a Bible believer and someone that's been through a lot of recovery groups, it's good for both. And it has a lot of very helpful information in there. If you don't have a DVD player, contact me. I'll send you a transcript. It's very useful for both the person that's suffering with addiction and the family of those that are around it, because ultimately the cure, the fix, is the gospel of Jesus Christ. Everything else is really just behavior modification. So if you want to fix that issue, that is ultimately what he needs, because it's what I need. It's what you need, what he needed, every single one of us.
That was good, Adam.
Thanks.
I
So
couldn't
good.
have touched that. All right.
That was good. Switch back out. Okay.
By the way, hit that like button. If you liked Adam, hit that like button. Adam's the one that looks at it. He's going to see that you liked him, that you hit that like button, and it's
liked
going to
him.
go up, right?
And if you
subscribe too.
Yeah, if you look for Adam on Facebook at Man of God at Large. I work with Adam every day. He's genuine.
Facebook, Man of God at Large.
Man of God at Large. He's a genuine guy, and I am incredibly blessed to call him a friend. He is so encouraging and uplifting. Check out his Man of God at Large.
Can I say one thing?
Have you got
on it,
his
too?
testimony somewhere, Adam? They can see the whole thing.
You,
Put that up there where they can find your testimony.
you said he comes home exhausted and easily frustrated. Get curious as a wife to look into his health. Like Adam was saying, there's something deep in there, and just maybe he's hurting, he's in pain in some way, and he's covering that pain up emotionally and physically. So get curious about what that is, and do your due diligence as a wife to get your husband healthy.
In a conference that I went to on addictions, one of the things that made it click for me was that the thing that makes addiction is it narrows your focus of what you can enjoy down to that thing. So if it's pornography, it gets to where you don't enjoy friendships, your wife, you don't enjoy food, you only enjoy this thing, which was the topic. If it is alcohol, you can't enjoy hanging out with your friends, work, anything unless you have mixed alcohol with it. That's the nature of addiction. And so one of the problems with it is self-feeding. As you're an addict to this thing and you need that thing, the more you get of that thing, the less you can enjoy other things, and the more you need that thing. And it is, I'm with Adam, whatever he says.